The other way. We can try it.
We try to hillbilly it?
Yeah.
That's why I'm worried about the middle.
Well, we did it. We built our first ever greenhouse on the homestead. I am so excited to get to this planting season. There are these beautiful sandhill cranes in the yard, and they're very entertaining to the dogs. And so the chickens are screaming, but I got you a little bit of footage of them.
I've got this big one so we don't mess up her dad's truck. Get up there, skinny. Okay, second.
Grab this one first.
Let's get this one out of here.
Yeah.
Fantastic spring day here in Alaska, and we are going to get set up with the greenhouses. And man, am I happy that we went with the temporary greenhouses, because all of our best laid plans did not work according to what we thought. Where we wanted the permanent greenhouses to go was such a mud hole this spring that we realized building a permanent structure there would just be too taxing. So what's happening right now behind me is Aaron is trying to clear out some of this road base that we used on the whole driveway and the drive lanes last year. We need it to kind of bring this area right over here up a little closer to level. Wants to start with is, depending on where it goes on the greenhouse, it has a part number, and So we're going to just separate out the greenhouse on our toy trailer here.
Can you tell what that number is? Where's the big bag of... There should be a great big bag of wing nuts.
Right off the bat, number one problem is the first greenhouse is lacking this entire bag. And this is every bolt and nut that puts together the greenhouse. So we're gonna have to get a hold of Shelter Logic and the person we bought this from and see if they can ship us a new bag of bolts.
I will repeat the process. This one with this one for the front side. There, get your ratchet.
Yep.
What? I should have 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, 6 of them.
These. 2, 4, 6.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right in there. I got it. I got it.
You know, when we're not recording, we just breeze right through. Every nut goes on without a hiccup. As soon as the camera's right there,
That's what
can't figure it out.
That's what I would tell them too.
It's the story of our. That's what you would tell. It's my lie. I can tell it how I want. We're having a little bit of issue. If you can see this gray on the ground, kind of by the snow. Aaron's over there welding if you hear that. But what has happened is when we did push snow this way, some of the gravel, all this gravel drive lane here, got onto the garden. There is concrete mixed in with that gravel. And so I'm going to just shovel this off. It's still way too early to be planting out here. However, it is the perfect time for me to try and get this gravel before it settles into our compost and our good soil. This is all I have left of the cover crop that we purchased, and I'm not sure if I will be able to get it, but I'm going to sprinkle it all over because I do not want this soil just laying out there, having the sun beat on it and have nothing growing in it. Although I still have some ice right here that still needs to be dealt with, but I have some used up hay right there behind me. I'll just sprinkle that over as well. And hopefully in the next month, as we are able to plant this out, we'll at least have some cover crop going.
Winter's over. Take the studs off. And then, old rule of thumb, my dad used to say, so only put it on there as tight as your mom can take it off, but she has a problem on the road. Welding on my tractor.
Why?
Put some hooks and some D-rings and stuff on it. Straighten out my bucket. Welding on the tractor, adding some strength in my bucket. It's getting bent up a little bit over the winter. Then I'm adding some hooks and some D-rings to it so I can hook things and pull things with it. So it'll be a lot easier for me to use.
Hi. We have G-Mom here at the greenhouse for the first time. Let's go take a look.
I'm running out of arms.
What are you planting?
This is
Sage.
sage.
Yeah. Nice.
Today we're gonna make some charro beans. Let's get into it. First, we just cooked 2 pounds of pinto beans in the Instant Pot. We're gonna transfer those over to our big pot. So I just put in 1 tablespoon of dried cilantro. We're gonna put that in there, and then I'm also gonna add 2 tablespoons of Meat Church's Dia de la Fajita. It's a Southwest, so this is a Mexican dish, so I am gonna go with that flavoring. So right now I'm gonna start cooking up. I've cut up about 10 pieces of bacon. Right now we're gonna put the bacon in there. We probably cooked the bacon just a smidge too long, so we're trying to just get it over in the beans as quickly as we can. Okay, so now we're gonna heat up, we're gonna cook the hot dogs, which we went with the Teton little high dollar hot dog. Ow. So just a normal ballpark. We got some ham here. Jessica always keeps some ham, so we have extra ham. So the original recipe calls for hot dogs, and like we just said a minute ago, people are gonna say, really, hot dogs? But yes, they have hot dogs. What this was designed to do was for the Mexican cowboys down there when they were working, they'd come back and there'd be a pot of beans with all this meat in it, that when they got done, it was ready for them to come in and eat. So it wasn't sit down and wait or had to come in at a certain time. Had a pot of beans ready, and it had the beans, had the meat, and probably had a little bit of cheese and stuff, and some little bit of vegetables that will go into it, but looks really good to me, so that's why we're trying it. So we are going to put the chorizo now, and we're going to cook that for 3 or 4 minutes before we stick it in the pot. So stick all this meat in the pot too now. So using the chorizo grease and from the meat here, Just adds a bunch of flavor in our opinion. So we threw a little extra butter in here. We're gonna start with these onions. So this is one medium white onion, and we're gonna sit here and we're gonna saute this down until it's translucent. Then we're gonna add the other ingredients in with it. Okay, now we're gonna I added in 2 jalapenos. And I have 4 Roma tomatoes right here.
Seed in, skin on.
Seed on, skin on. Okay, so now we're gonna crush 4 cloves of garlic. Okay, so we're gonna saute these down till those tomatoes get soft, about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we're gonna add them to the pot. So now these have gotten soft right here. We've gone about 4 minutes. We're gonna put these in the pot. Give them a big old stir. Get all that in here. Look at all that goodness. I don't know. I think it tastes pretty good too. Taste that. It just needs to cook down a little bit. The beans are so hard. Look at them beans. Woo! I'm gonna add a little fresh onion. Some cheese. And Jessica can keep the cilantro. She likes that stuff. Okay, so let's give this a try. It looks delicious. Get a little bit of the bacon, the ham, the hot dog, and the beans. Woo. Very good. Very good. You guys gotta give this a try.
So we are moving the greenhouses again. Back to the original plan. So welcome to part 2 of putting up these greenhouses. Update, I got a hold of Shelter Logic. They are shipping out tomorrow the nuts and bolts, and where that greenhouse is going to go is exactly where the camera is sitting right now. And we have some work to do with our trellis system and some other stuff before we could set that greenhouse up, but that is okay. What originally had happened is this spring, this was so muddy coming from the cows area that we could barely drive over it. Now that it's all dried out, Aaron was able to just drag the tractor a little bit and get this tidied up. And we are gonna go back to the original greenhouse plans of where to set these things. Honestly, the garden right now is a 40-foot by 40-foot section. What it will end up being this year is 50-foot by 50-foot, including the greenhouses. That's a massive increase, not a decrease on the garden space. So we are gonna get to work moving that structure over here. We're just trying to square up the garden a little bit, and our biggest thing is there's so much money in dirt and compost here that we are trying not to lose anything. So we're trying to push the good soil up into the garden, and then you can see when you look at the ground the difference. Right here with what Aaron pushed, because the garden technically came to right here, you can see the old cardboard that was the end. And this soil down here underneath is rock hard clay and rocks. And so this is what we've built our garden on top of, and what it is layers of cardboard and then topsoil, compost, cover crop, all of the beautiful things sit on top of that. And so we're trying to rescue as much of our good soil as we can. To say our garden is light and fluffy is an understatement. It really is the fluffiest soil, and this is what we're trying to protect. And it's not, even with the slopes that look like it was just straight on the ground, it's not. We're talking over 6 inches, if not 8. And in some places like the garden bed now that was the tomatoes, there's over a foot of good soil that we laid in top here. This trellis system that Aaron built for me for the tomatoes last year is fantastic, and it worked really, really well, but we're growing the tomatoes inside. However, I would like to use this. First off, all of the garlic is growing on the sides of it, and then in the center we're gonna grow the beans and peas and trellis those up. However, the trellis needs to be moved all the way into the garden. Stirred up all the mosquitoes. Goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. Look, give the man a Tonka toy and he just straightened that right out for us. Still the low side. Manly man, 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 man. The bank in the corner. You got it, big guy. Come to the right a little. Come to my right a little. If you can see that 2x4 right there on the ground, how uneven everything is, that we are going to actually build a little base to set this on now. It does come, the kit comes to where you can just anchor these things straight into the ground. We don't know that that's going to be the most sturdy way of doing things, and so we are going to use some 2x6, it's untreated, and build a base and then be able to square it up really, really nicely. It's outside. Outside is the 10 foot.
Right back here. Back side, right? Eyeball that down. And then go like this. Until that. 10 foot. I'm gonna bring it right out here to this outside edge.
That should be.
And put that screw in there.
Okay. I didn't know with an angle to do it like that.
Nice. Stick it to that outside edge, right? Oh.
It is officially square, not level, but square. And Aaron's going to use some pieces of rebar to go through the 2x6 to get it to stick to the ground. But what I'm going to do is try and put a little bit of dirt under it. It's never going to be perfectly level, but I don't want the 2x6 floating in the air. And so we're going to try and get a little dirt underneath.
Pain in it. We're gonna re-square it. Golly.
I have to get that one in. Oh, that there it went.
And rock. Bending it. What am I gonna do? Let's re-square it.
Get it back this way.
Rock!
There you go. It's time to put the tarp on. This is the window side.
Turn it around. Come this way. Your side is my side. Hey, this is okay, now you're going to get up on the ladder.
Okay.
Let's just go ahead and do that. Ratchet.
Or do you want me to get on the ladder?
One of you. Now take this off and out.
Take this.
Yeah. Here, why don't you get ratchet?
It's not finger tight.
No, we didn't know we were gonna have to take it apart. It didn't say that in the instructions.
They were pre-warned.
So we full on tightened her down.
And bolt it. And then same thing on the corners, Jessica.
So on the corners, so you're wrapping it around?
Just go ahead and tighten it up, Bob, because I think what's going to happen now is we're going to put these ratchets down, right?
Okay.
I'll show you.
You'll see my brother in the little video here a little bit. He helped my mom drive all the way here from Nevada and brought her little trailer and moved into the cabin, and he's been helping for days. So now he's hanging out with Aaron and I, but the goal of putting the door this way is the wind usually comes from the south, so I wanted the least amount of the greenhouses being hit by wind. And then we have an air vent at that end and the door at this end, because what's gonna happen is the two doors are gonna face each other. I'll have a 5-foot gate in the middle to access the garden from here, and then the window will be on that end there of the second greenhouse. That won't be in this video, but you can kind of understand why I have the door facing the direction I do.
Did you already take that one out, Jessica?
I haven't done that yet.
Got the ratchets.
I was thinking that.
I'm gonna try to do it the other way. We can try
We
it.
try to hillbilly it.
That's why I'm worried about the middle.
Yeah, I'm not very tall.
Go in the middle. Go inside of it, Bobby.
That's a good spot for that. We get it.
He is going good.
Yeah, there it is. Come this way just a touch. There she is.
Woohoo! Done. She's in.
Alright, so now we need the pipes.
These two?
The 3, 4, 5s. Hold this in.
Pulling it tight.
Okay. Here. Uh-oh. Did you mix one of these short ones in?
I don't think. Look at the numbers on them. I mean, they're different sizes. So there's no, unless it's one of them's over there. Trying to mix your nut.
So I'm at.
All right.
Now you got your handle hitting it.
What am I doing around here?
Might. So we might want to watch. We get to a certain point to stop and
Maybe
go do
put
the other side.
Yeah, that's us.
All right.
Kind of wants to lift that pole up.
That's pretty tight over the top. Pretty airtight. Well, we did it. We built our first ever greenhouse on the homestead. I am so excited to get to this planting season.